Hello students, welcome to IFAS. I hope I'm properly audible as well as visible to all of you. So first of all, I would like to wish you happy Holi to everyone. And we will start the session for today. In today's session, I am again with another 20 questions related to MHSET 2021. Okay, so as you all know that this series we are running for MHSET paper 1. Okay, sorry, not paper 1, paper 2, that is your English paper. So in that we have seen, as of now we have seen so many questions. Now we are left with last 40 questions. So in today's session we will be looking at the 20 questions, and in the next session we will also look at few more questions. So the questions that we have studied as of now, you might have at least understood that which are the genres from where maximum questions are being asked. So for example, the British literature. If you have seen the British literature, you might have observed that 70 to 80% of the questions are being asked from the British literature. Now, in the British literature, there are different things come under it. So, for example, British writers, British works, then British history, British background, British theme, and everything related to British literature. Whatever is linked with British literature, everything is asked in your exams. So for that you have to see the actual syllabus of British literature, right? So even we have started one batch on 14th of March. If you want to enroll in that, you can do that. Otherwise, our another batch is starting from 21st of March. You can enroll in that too. If you will see, Holi offer is going on, in which we are giving the course at a very least price, that is 4,999. So if you want to prepare for UGC-NET English, you can definitely enroll into our courses and you can do your studies even better. Okay. So that was for, so in that in my live lectures, I have segregated each and every topic. I have segregated each and every age. I am teaching every topic in detailed manner, where I have divided the whole syllabus into different literature types as well as different ages. Okay, so which becomes easier, and so it becomes easier for you to know that which writer belongs to which group and which are the famous works written by that writer. Okay, so that is something you should know. So you can definitely make your preparation easier with me. So check it out on our website www.ifasonline.com, where we have details regarding each and everything. You can also call on the number provided here, that is 9172266888. Okay, so this is another number on which you can call and take the details of the course. If you want to know anything else, you can also comment below this video so that I can give you the solutions or the answers for those questions as well. Now coming back to the topic, the next question, let's move ahead and look for some of the questions now. So the first question that we are going to discuss right now is that a way in the world is written by whom? Okay, so a way in the world, it is basically, so I'll give you one hint first of all, that this play a way in the world, okay, this play is written by British writer. Okay, and it was also written in 1994. Okay, so if you now you know that this was written by the British writer and it was also written in 1997, means this was in 19th century. So now you can check in your list. So you might have made one list where you might have written all the writers of 19th century, right? So now for check who are the British writers of 19th century. So when you will see, you will come across with one name, that is V.S. Naipaul. So V.S. Naipaul is the writer of A Way in the World. Okay. So yes, let's continue and let's look at the next question. So students, remember that if you come across any doubt, any confusion, if you want to ask me anything, do not ever hesitate in asking me. You can definitely ask me any question at any particular time, okay? So let's look at the next question. Which out of the following is the autobiography of Wole Soyinka? Now, who is Wole Soyinka? First of all, to know the autobiography written by Wole Soyinka, you should know who is Wole Soyinka. He is a Nigerian writer. He is a Nigerian writer, basically, okay? Then also he is said as playwright. Not only writer, but he is considered as Nigerian playwright. Okay. So this is another thing about Wole Soyinka you should know. Yes, good evening, Sakshi. Okay, so Sakshi is saying you must set forth at dawn. Okay, so why Sakshi? And yes, one more thing about Wole Soyinka you should know is that he is a Nobel Prize winner for his work. Okay, so he is a Nobel Prize winner. Now, when you know all these information about Wole Soyinka, you should also know that The Lion and the Jewel is also a work written by Wole Soyinka. Now this, why they have given us The Lion and the Jewel as well as You Must Set Forth at Dawn, only to confuse you, okay? So whenever you are, so now just don't now what students make mistake here is that they just write all these writers and then they write the works of those writers on the below those writers, okay? Now they just remember the important works of those writers, but they don't exactly know that what is there in that work, which is also very important. I'm sorry. So if you want to exactly know that which what is there, then only you will be able to give the answer for this question, right? Because they haven't asked you only the work of Wole Soyinka. They have asked you an autography of Wole Soyinka. Yes. So now autography of Wole Soyinka is You Must Set Forth at Dawn is the autobiography, okay? So you should also remember this difference. So just don't read or just don't write it down the works. Also know what is there in that work. Otherwise, for the questions such as which was there right now, you won't be able to give answers for such questions, okay? Now let's look at the next question. Our Casuarina tree reminisces about whose childhood days? So our Casuarina tree is a work written, Casuarina tree is the work written by, so it's basically a work of Torudatta. Okay, and this whole casuarina tree reminisces means what? Which gives you an idea, or which gives you, or which tells you about the past events. Okay, that is the meaning of reminiscence. So which so this casuarina tree is basically written where the author says that he remembers whatever he went through or whatever he enjoyed around this casuarina tree. Okay, and he talks everything about casuarina tree which happened in the past. So that is why, so he is talking about his childhood. So who is that author who is talking about our casuarina tree, as well as he is talking about the past events that has been happened. So he talks about his childhood, he talks about how casuarina tree was important part of his life. Okay, so who can give me the answer? Okay, so here we have answer from Pratiksha. Pratiksha is saying A, Henry Derozio. No, no Pratiksha. Rohan is saying B, Torudatta. Yes, absolutely correct. And Rutuja is also right. And so, sorry, Rutuja is saying Sarojini Naidu. No, Rutuja, the answer is Torudatta. Who is Torudatta? Torudatta is Indian writer. Okay, so you have to remember Torudatta as an Indian writer. He is the writer of our casuarina tree work. Now the next question, pay attention to the next question. How Do I Love Thee is a famous lyric composed by which of the following? So first of all, you should know about How Do I Love Thee. What is How Do I Love Thee? It is a lyric. Basically, it is a poem. But which poem is this? It's a sonnet 43 by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Now, who is Elizabeth Barrett Browning? Elizabeth Barrett Browning is the sister of Robert Browning. Okay, remember this. Now let's pay attention to the next question. Arvind Adiga creates his Kittur modeled on. So Arvind Adiga is basically who is Arvind Adiga? Arvind Adiga is a writer as well as journalist. Writer plus journalist. Okay, now Arvind Adiga creates his Kittur model. Kittur is a place. Okay, so he creates this Kittur place in his works. Okay, and it is modeled on from where he has taken that idea from the Mangalore. Mangalore is also a city. Mangalore is also a place. So he has taken the idea from the Mangalore place, and then he has created his Kittur place. Okay, in his works. Let's look at the next question. The transition from Old English to Middle English began with a what? With the Roman conquest of 1066, John Wycliffe's translation of the Bible in 1384, the Black Death 1346 to 1350, or the 100-Year War against the France in 1337 to 1453. Now, if you will mention, even if you don't know the exact chronological order of these events, you can see with these ages. Yes, these ages are telling you, right, that transition from Old English to Middle English began with. Now, who is going to begin? The first person. Okay, the age wise, if you will see, so the event which has happened, the first is going to be the beginner. Yes. So then who will become the beginner? The Norman conquest of 1066 was the transmission from Old English to Middle English. It was the Roman conquest. Okay. Now let's pay attention to the next question. The situational approach to foreign language teaching requires what? Requires that language be taught in specific realistic situations. Learners must be drilled in the rules of grammar. Learners must be made to translate extensively, or vocabulary must be built in the target language. Vocabulary is necessary, no doubt, but what is the most important thing you can see here is that language be taught in the specific realistic situations. So for example, you also might have seen when you learnt your mother tongue, there was nobody to teach you. Each and every word was not taught to you. Then how? So when you were learning your mother tongue for the first time, that was the foreign language for you, right? So how you understood that? How you studied that language? With the realistic situations. When you heard your parents talking, when you heard your surroundings talking in that language, you grasped that language, right? Similar goes with the foreign language, any foreign language. For let's say, for that matter, let's take example of Japanese language. So if I want to learn Japanese language, what I am going to do is I am going to see the movies, yes, which is going to give me the realistic view of their culture, and from there, or maybe when I will watch them in person, when I'll go to Japan maybe, and when I'll see them, that time I can actually notice them, and I can actually learn that language even better, how they are pronouncing the words, how they are actually using this word into this particular situation. Yes, so this is how you will learn the foreign language. Got it? With the realistic situations. Understood? Now next question. What is our next question? So Shakespeare, according to Johnson, offers. So Shakespeare, according to Johnson, what according to Johnson Shakespeare offers? Particular manners peculiar to individuals, particular manners peculiar to times, particular manners peculiar to place, or representations of general nature. So according to Johnson, Shakespeare offers representations of general nature. So if you will see Shakespeare's novels with the viewpoint of Johnson, you will understand, and he has also mentioned in some of his essays that he sees Shakespeare as the representations of general nature. Now let's look at the next question. Structure, sign and play in the discourse of the human sciences was a paper presented by Dash in 1966 at Johns Hopkins University, USA. So in USA, who worked on this paper, structure, sign and play in the discourse? Who worked on it? Jacques Derrida. And what is written in this structure, sign and play in the discourse of human sciences? Deconstruction and lococentrism. Okay. So these are the two concepts which are mostly focused on in the work, in the paper, structure, sign and play in the discourse of the human sciences. Okay, this is basically based on the linguistic part more. Let's pay attention to the next question. By peripatia, Aristotle means. Peripatia, what is the meaning of peripetia? Peripetia is the concept where your fortune is reversed. Okay, means reversal of fortune. Means if you are so what happens here, so for example, if the character or the protagonist is very poor, if the protagonist is shown very poor at the beginning, in the end or in the middle of the play something will happen. He might get some lottery ticket and he might won that lottery, or maybe there might be some other situations which will make him his fortune reverse. Okay, so that is what is peripecia according to Aristotle. Okay, and this is the concept framed by or coined by Aristotle. You might have also heard the words like haemorrhagia. Yes, so haemorrhagia is again the climax that will come across, or haemorrhagia is something where you will see some flaw in the, where there is something missing in the play. Yes, so such kind of terms are coined by Aristotle. Now let's look at the next question. When a nation casts off colonialism, it also casts off the colonized man. What is the implication of Frantz Fanon? So Frantz Fanon is a very well-known theorist who coined this, or who talked about the colonialism. Okay, so in that he says that when a nation casts off colonialism, it also casts off the colonized man. And what is the exact meaning, or what he exactly wants to mean by this sentence? That when we become free of oppression, we regain our humanity. Okay, so when we are free, or when we become free from the oppression, that time we regain our humanity. We are going to regain, we are going to achieve that again. Okay, now let's look at the next question. Omniscient narrators are necessarily what? So for that you should know omniscient narrators. Who are the omniscient narrators? Omniscient narrators means who know everything. So if the narrator is omniscient, what is the basic quality, or what he should necessarily be? Means he should be heterodigestic. Now what is the meaning of heterodigestic? Heterodigestic means you might have seen this in some of the plays maybe, that there is one person who is not the character of the story. Okay, but he narrates the story. Means in some plays you might have seen that one person comes in between the play and he tells you the story. So now please pay attention. Now here this character is resting in that room, but the thief is also in the kitchen. He is doing something. Yes, so now let's see what happens next. So when something is said like this, the person who is narrating everything is the person called as heterodigestic person. Got it? Means a story told by a narrator who is not the character. Not the character of the play. Okay, so that person is called as heterodigestic. So if you consider yourself as omniscient narrator, then you should also be a heterodigestive. Okay, heterodigestic. So you will see that there will be a person who will not be the part of that play, who will not be any character of that play, but he will come and narrate you whatever is going on or what is going to happen next. Okay, let's look at the next question. In which play does Corvino try to force his wife Cecilia cilia to the protagonist's bed? So first of all, for that you should know the characters Corvino, then his wife Celia. You should know them. So in which play are these? Volpone. Volpone is the play where you will find these characters Corvino and Celia, and in this play, Volpone, you will see that Corvino tries to force his wife Celia to sleep with to be in the bed with the protagonist or the hero. Let's look at the next question. Who is the author of Diary? Who is the author of Diary? Diary is a famous work written by Samuel Pepys. So what is there in this diary? This diary is written by Samuel Pepys, and in that diary he mentions very big two events, that is the Great Fire of Britain, and then there is one more, the Great Plague. Okay. So he mentions about the plague because he experienced that, and he also mentions about the great fire that occurred in the bakery, and he mentions everything in his diary. Okay, and this diary is the famous work of Samuel Pepys. Okay, let's pay attention to the next question. Identify the members of the Cockney School of Poetry from among the options given below. Who belongs to Cockney School of Poetry? So when you will understand, when you are reading the history about every writer, you are going to get these answers. Leigh Hunt, John Keats, William Wordsworth. Yes, Leigh Hunt and John Keats are there, but I am not sure about William Wordsworth. Okay, then here also we have John Keats, but here we don't have the name Leigh Hunt. Here also we have names of Leigh Hunt, John Keats, we know them. Wilfred Owen, no. So that is why option D will be the correct answer, because it has Leigh Hunt and John Keats, which I am very sure about, because they were the members of Cockney School of Poetry. Okay. Then what is a hypothesis? This you will find in research methodologies. Research methodology, you have this concept called as hypothesis. Now what is this meaning? What is the meaning of hypothesis? Hypothesis means the assumption that you will make before coming to the conclusion. Now when you will start your research, that time you will come across with some of the things. That means, for example, if I am writing with this pen, what is the hypothesis I am going to make? That I can write with this pen on the book as well. So this is the research. Can I write with this pen on the notebook also? This is the research, let's say, I am doing, and in that research I will make the hypothesis that these are my research things, and with this research, what is my conclusion? That I might write with this pen. So that is the hypothesis I am making. I am not reached to the final conclusion, but before coming to the final conclusion, I am doing this hypothesis. I am making these assumptions. Okay, so that is called as hypothesis. So let's see which statement suits our answer. A research question is to be investigated. A statement that the researcher wants to test through the data collected in a study. A theory that underpins the study. A statistical method for calculating the extent to which the results could have happened by chance. No. Which one is correct? Option B is correct. A statement that the researcher wants to test through. So that will be the hypothesis will be the assumption, that will be the statement that you are going to make, that I can write with this pen on the notebook. This is the statement I am going to make. This is my hypothesis. Now the result might be anything. I will be able to write with this pen, or I might not be able to write with this pen, but the research will be based on this. Yes, and this is the assumption, this is the statement I am going to make. So that is what is hypothesis. Let's look at the next question. I hope you all are able to get the answers of all the questions. Yes, I can see here Pratiksha, Rutuja, Shweta, Rohan. Very well done. Yes, Disha, very well done. Very good, you all are trying. I'm so happy because students, as you all know that I keep on telling you, it's okay even if your answers go wrong, but you should always keep on trying. You should always keep on giving the answers, because these are going to, because this is not the final exam, right? It's okay even if you go wrong here, but at least you are getting the correct answers, right? So where you can correct your answers right now, you can rectify your answers, and because of which these mistakes you will not be making at the time of your exams. Let's look at the next question. So the first step of research is, what is the first step of research? Identify a problem, formulate a problem. Formulation of a problem is the first step of our research. Let's look at the next question. Which of the following is not a feature of the mask? The characters are deities of classical mythology, nymphs, and personified abstractions like love, delight, harmony, etc. Yes, this is a feature of mask actually. Then dances of various kinds are produced at the appropriate places. Yes, dances are being performed. Then the scenery and costumes are very decorative. Yes, definitely yes. There is no restriction on the number of characters. No, there is a restriction of the number of characters. That is the feature of mask. Okay, means this is not a feature of mask. Then let's look at the next question. Suzanne Laurie Park is a or an African playwright, Black American playwright, American British playwright, or white American playwright. So Suzanne Laurie Park is a Black American playwright. Okay, so you can see, if you will read the biography of Suzanne Laurie Park, you will identify what struggle this author, this writer has gone through. So you will understand that being a Black American playwright, what all challenges the writer has to face. Okay, Suzanne has to face. So this the answer is Black American playwright. And now the last question of the day. So during the reign of King James, in which continent were the first British colonies founded? In which continent? North America. I know this is something related to general knowledge. This is not exactly related to your studies or to the literature, but when you will study the background of each and every age. So for example, if you are studying the American literature, that time you will, when you will study the history and the background of American literature, these things will be clear to you. Okay, or if you are studying for the British literature, you will understand at which age King James was ruling, what happened at the time of his rule. Yes, so at that time also you will understand that the first British colonies he founded were in North America. Okay, it was the continent where the first British colonies founded were the. So in post-colonial literature you will be able to get to know about all these details. Okay, so yes, I hope now the questions are being clear to you. Do you have any doubt related to whatever we have studied today? Are you clear with all the questions? Is there anything anybody wants to ask me related to whatever or the questions that we have discussed today? You can ask me right away. Yes, students? Okay, I don't think so. Students have questions. It's completely fine. Even if you come across any of the questions, if you want to know any particular topic from me, if you want to study it separately, do let me know so that I can come up with that topic series. Okay, and also don't forget to share, like and subscribe to our channel, and also share it with all of your friends so that they won't miss their studies. And also, if any of your friend is preparing for UGC-NET and they want to enroll in our course, do let them know. And also, the holy offer is going on right now, so don't miss this opportunity, because this is the time where you are getting the course in such a less price. This will not be there after the holy. So that is why this is a limited period offer. Enroll as soon as possible so that you will get the course in the least price. Okay. So yes, that is it from my side, and I hope to see you again in the next class, where we will be discussing the remaining questions related to MHSET English 2021. Okay. So this is it, and let's meet again. Till the time we meet next, happy learning.